What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today we're taking a look at a fighting type Pokémon TCG Pocket deck featuring the new Rampardos from Space-Time Smackdown. This fossil Pokemon is super strong and attacks for just 1 energy, has the Head Smash attack for 1 fighting energy, does 130 damage, and if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. If you combine this with the new Lucario from Space-Time Smackdown with the Fighting Coach ability, your attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That Rampardos is now hitting 150 damage, which is a very relevant damage number, knocking out Palkia EXs, knocking out Mewtwo EXs, knocking out Pikachu EXs, knocking out, in some instances, if we have 2 Lucarios in play, Executor EXs, Yanmega EXs, knocking out a ton of relevant EXs in the meta. And I think this deck is very strong. A limiting factor here, obviously, is that the Rampardos is a Stage 2 Pokemon. You got to evolve up from the Skull Fossil into the Cranidos, into the Rampardos. But we do have a few attackers to start the game with, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan respectively, as well as the Revenge Marshadow to help us attack in the early game as we're building up into this Rampardos. Combining that all together, we have the Lucarios, obviously, to let all of these fighting-type Pokemon hit more damage. So I think this is a very strong deck. Run out the deck, we have an X-Speed, 2 Pokeballs, 1 Pokecom, 2 Skull Fossils, 2 Research, and a Cyrus. So I think this deck is really cool, and I'm excited to show it off here today in some Emblem event matches. But if you guys have been enjoying our content, don't forget to drop a like on this video, comment what you think about this deck down below, and hit that subscribe button. Hitting that subscribe button really supports the channel, helps us grow, and we're really pushing towards that 1,000 subscriber benchmark. If we're able to do that by the end of February, we're going to run a giveaway for Prismatic Evolutions ETB, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help us out here at the Zero Lab. Opening hand is looking pretty good. We have the Hitmonlee to start. We have a Research. We have the Pokeball. Hopefully we can find ourselves a Skull Fossil, because we do have the full Rampardos line in hand, as long as we can find that Skull Fossil. One of the issues with the fossils, obviously, is they're not basic Pokemon technically, so you can't find them with a Pokeball. That is one of the downsides of those fossils. However, I think we're going to be all right here, drawing lots of cards with our researches. Pokeball here, hoping to find ourselves a Riolu. We find the Hitmonchan, that's all right as well. Thinned a basic Pokemon out of the deck with that Pokeball before using the Professor's Research. Find a Marshadow, and there is the Skull Fossil. That's huge. Super happy to see that. We're going to bench this Marshadow. It is a great revenge-style attacker. And then we're going to stretch kick here onto that Froakie. We're going to be two-shotting that Froakie with this Hitmonlee, unless they're able to evolve it. So feeling very good about our first turn. Next turn, obviously, we have the Evolve up into the Cranidos, attach for turn onto the Marshadow to utilize that Revenge attack, and we're going to be sitting pretty. They did heal off a lot of that damage on the Frogadier by evolving, plus using that potion. So we don't even two-shot that thing now. And they've got the Shaman as well. That's pretty crazy. The Shaman is going to negate a lot of the damage that our Hitmonlee is doing, unfortunately. But that's all right. So we're going to attach return to the Marshadow. And we are now going to stretch kick, I think, onto the Shaman. Seems to be our best option. We do 3-shot it. However, I don't think we 3-shot the Frogadier, and they got the evolution anyway, so I do think it was best to start targeting down the Shaman there. However, they are going to get the knockout here between Water Shuriken and the Slash on the Palkia EX, so our opponent's drawing very, very well here. They chose not to knock out the Hitmonlee, however. They're going after that Marshadow, and I wonder if they're just going to target down that Marshadow first with the Water Shurikens before bothering to knock out this Hitmonlee, or they could also knock out the Hitmonlee next turn without actually attacking into it. That is certainly an option for them as well. We're going to send one of the Rampardos back into the deck with that Pokecom. Hopefully we can find a Riolu here. Found a second Cranidos, not quite what we were looking for. We're going to attach for turn, and we're just going to go into the Rampardos. I think we just gotta make them deal with it because we're just doing massive damage with Rampardos. If we keep chipping away with the Hitmonlee, we're not really going to be getting anywhere. Giant Cape coming down onto the Greninja. We'll see how our opponent deals with this. Fragrant Flower Garden going to heal 10 damage from each of their Pokemon. They do have the Water Shuriken to do 50. Combined with the slash to the Rampardos. So we do need to be a little bit careful here. They choose to go after the Hitmonlee instead. See what our opponent decides to do. There's the slash. All right. In a little bit of trouble here. Not quite sure what to do. See, if we knock out the Palkia here. If we knock out the Palkia here, their Greninja just comes up and knocks us out because we do 50 damage to ourselves. So the Water Shuriken plus the Mist Slash will knock us out. Then we hit their Greninja. They can one-hit KO either of our Hitmonchan or Marshadow. So it puts us in a really weird position. And I think, honestly, we're just in a losing position, sadly, no matter what we do here. So I think we just got to go for the head smash. I think we just lose this game no matter what now. We didn't find those Lucarios that we needed to be doing extra damage, and we weren't able to set up a second Rampardos. I think that is ultimately what is ruining our game here. They're taking quite a bit of time to win. Yeah, there's just nothing we could have done in this game, unfortunately. Yeah, just couldn't quite get there, but that's all right. That is just game one. We're going to go into a game two here. See how we can do in a game two. Coin flip, we are going second. That's great. Starting the Riolu this time, have Lucario in hand, Skull Fossils, as well as the Pokeball. This Glameow is fighting weak as well, so that's great. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what the Per Ugly does. Waiting for our opponent and a pass. All right. Top deck of the research is so good. Pokeball going to find us a second Riolu. This is shaping up to be a good game. If we can start finding those Cranidos and Rampardos evolutions, we're going to be very happy. For now, we're just going to bench Maybe I shouldn't have benched all of these, but maybe we should have saved a spot for the Hitmonlee or the Hitmonchan, but I think we're all right. Evolve up into that Graveler. We'll see if they just leave this Glameow out to dry here in the active position. A second Glameow coming down. Pass back to us. There's our Hitmonlee. I suppose we can get that in play if we wanted to by discarding the Skull Fossil. Not quite feeling the need to do that yet. We'll just jab here for the knockout. Glameow now coming up. Will we ever get to see what the Purugly does? We'll see. Brock coming down, powering up that Golem. We are outcoing this Glameow, so we're going to be ahead by 2. So we're just going to need to figure out a way to deal with this Golem. The Marshadow is going to be a good start to that, but we certainly would like to find our Rampardos quickly, especially with that Giant Cape coming down onto that Golem there. There's another research that's going to help us dig towards those Cranidoses, those Rampardoses. There's the Cranidos. Evolve that. Attach Lucario. And then jab here. We'll take the knockout with the boosted damage from that Lucario. We have a little under a 33% chance of top decking the Rampardos here. And that's really what we need to win this game, I think. Guard press, outcoing everything we have in play. We're just going to start with the Marshadow. Do 120 minus 30, so 90 here. Here's the Hitmonchan. We'll bench the Skull Fossil. But yeah, we are on a timer now. We basically have to top deck the Rampardos. And we have a 33% chance of doing it. All right, the moment of truth here. Can we do it? Can we do it? 33% chance of winning. Send up the Cranidos. Let's go. There we go. Sometimes that's all you need is a little bit of luck. Here's the head smash, and that'll be the game. All right, just barely won that one. 33% chance of winning, but we got there. All right, let's move into a game 3, see if we can go 3-0 with the big Rampardos deck. Not 3-0, 2-1. We did lose the first one. A little bit out of our control. That Greninja went crazy. But yeah, good game 2. Let's see if we can go 2-1. Top decking that Rampardos just felt so sick. That was great. What a great way to end a game. All right, going first in this game. Got Hitmonchan to start, double Cranidos in hand, a Marshadow as well, and a Lucario. Draw for turn is a Riolu. That's nice. We will bench the Marshadow as well. And we will get the knockout on this Staryu next turn with the Hitmonchan because of the Lucario in hand. So that's really nice. It's going to be a good start to the game for us. Attach for turn coming down onto the Staryu. Pokeball going to find them another basic. Imagine this is like a Starmie EX, Palkia EX deck. Articuno, alright. Could still have the Palkia in here as well. That Staryu going to do 20 to our Hitmonchan. There's the Rampardos. We have the full Rampardos line in hand. Just need to find that Skull Fossil. The pesky Skull Fossil. But Jab will take the knockout here on the Staryu. I think that's a great start to the game for us. We'll start powering up the Marshadow. That Revenge attack will finish off the Articuno for us after we get a little bit of damage into it with the Hitmonchan. In a very good position already in this game 3. And there is the concession from our opponent. So I think this deck is really, really strong. Obviously, I think the biggest issue you have is just drawing into your evolutions at the right time. And that's always an issue in TCG Pocket, but I think it's even more of an issue for the fossil decks because you can't find your basic off of Pokeballs. You just have to draw into them. And I think that's really difficult at times. So very strong, but I think the deck is limited by the fact that it is a fossil deck. I think if it wasn't a fossil, it would be much, much stronger because the consistency would just be much higher. But if you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this deck, don't forget to drop a like on this video, comment down below what you thought of it, and subscribe for more videos like this here at the Zero Lab, and we'll see you next time.